So we haven't talked about Bleach in a while, like even with like this announcement of the movie, which is now already out in Japan. We've already had a Burn the Witch like one shot on there, and there's been a lot of fuss going around about the Thousand Year War going on with adding your watch, the final version of Ichigo. Like, there's a bunch of stuff that is happening for like Bleach and on that. However, I want to talk more about the live-action movie today, as this was one that I was like, I wasn't expecting like the Bleach movie to do gangbusters, but this is really kind of like concerning to hear, since it is pretty much just done not very good at all in the cinema. And sadly, it's like when they are talking about this, and it's like they're describing this the Bleach movie when it's like, this didn't even do better than JoJo Part 4. So to talk about this and all that, like, there was a big discussion about the Japanese box offices on there, and it was like, one of the things about this was like a bunch of movies that were coming out recently. I think it was like Mirai was one of them that was performing very low on expectations, but Bleach opening weekend is worse than the last year's box office bomb, which is Diamond is Unbreakable, which was something that I finally sat down and watched. That I remember when I first talked about that, I was not looking forward to it, and I was like, I don't know how they're gonna handle it, and it was fine. Like honestly, like there are worse like live action movies, and with the constraints and the budget and everything that they had to work with on there, and plus it's Takashi Miike, which then like later on seeing like a lot more of his movies after I did that video, where it's like, he's a really good director. He's actually someone that like does a bunch of really good movies, and surprisingly enough, he was really like, it was a really fun movie. Just don't expect another sequel because it did pretty bad. Unfortunately though, they were putting a lot of hope on this Bleach movie, as they got like some pretty big names for this movie. Like, I know one of the guy, I actually know the guy that does the main character, or someone I know from Kamen Rider. He's like the main guy from Forza, I believe. Like, and this apparently earned 135 million yen, which equals not even to 100,000 ticket sales in its first Saturday and Sunday, adding up onto this, which is worse than, yeah, this is absolutely doing worse than what exactly the JoJo movie did. And it's kind of sucks to hear, because they talk about like what are the number one spot, like what are the spots on here, and number one is Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. It's a piece of shit movie, I wouldn't recommend that. Then it's Mirai, then it is the new Pokemon movie, Everyone's Story, that just came out. Then Bleach is at started debuting at number 4, then the Han Solo movie, and then it goes all the way down and leading out to like a bunch of other movies, and including like Detective Conan's on there, which has been on there for quite a while. So this is like, I'm still gonna, whenever I get a chance to see this, I'm still going to watch this movie, because it seems interesting, and from actual like people like Bleach fans and people who aren't even Bleach fans that I heard, it's fine. It's a serviceable movie. It just isn't goddamn amazing, and like that's the thing where it's like, a lot of people were kind of thinking like, maybe if they like push this live action movie, that means we're going to be getting more stuff. And surprisingly enough is that I didn't have much hopes with the Gintama movie when that first came out, and the live action is really good. I actually had a lot of fun with that, and of course that they immediately went and commissioned another movie, and now they're covering the Shinsengumi Crisis arc, and I look very much forward to that. And it's a shame, because like from how it was like, where I looked at some of the CGI, where it isn't appalling like a lot of CGI with a lot of these movies coming on right now with the live actions. And normally it's the worst part. Like, I still think the Attack on Titan live action looks fucking rough. Like, and I'm like, even just hearing stuff about that movie with like some of the shit that they try to do with it just does not sound great whatsoever. And it's like, this, yeah, I kind of want to see what people think about this, because like, in my personal opinion, I think the Brave Souls news is really good. I think that's kind of like some cool stuff. I heard what You Watch sounds like, which he sounds pretty good. That's kind of what I had in mind for him, and I'm seeing some like panels in there where it's like, it makes more sense in the game than it did in the actual manga panels that came out, which is like, I would like, because I'd like to put it this way, as someone that like enjoys Fairy Tail, like, again, like, Bleach's final arc is rough. Like, it starts off fucking amazing. It starts off really well, and then it goes really downhill for me. I would rather have that animated than having these last 2 seasons of Fairy Tail. Even still, like, and all that, like, I would rather see some of that stuff, like, be fully finished than seeing Avatar and seeing, like, the Alvarez arc, because there are still moments and there are still scenes I want to see, regardless of how I feel very meh towards the end of Bleach. And same can be said with, like, how I felt with, like, the one shot. I read it, and personally I thought it was fine, but it was not, honestly. I didn't feel anything for, like, the one shot that was pushed out of there, and it's like, oh hey, it's like the Bleach like Soul Society like West, and I'm like, honestly that's a cool little thing for it, but I just wasn't really impressed by it for the most part. But overall, like, yeah, I really hope that Kubo gets a new series sometime soon. So I hope, like, this one shot sparks something, like, whether it takes place in the same universe or not. Like, I would generally like to see more of them, and I would like to see the Bleach like, anime come back, because there was a lot of talented motherfuckers that were working on that, and there was some really good animation in there. And again, I will still say with a lot of these anime, I prefer the anime than I ever did with, like, a lot of the manga for Bleach, due to a lot of its pacing wise. And I know the anime got a little bit ridiculous kind of like at the end, especially with, like, how it was handling some of the last bits of the Rancor War, where it was like half of the episode was recap, and it's like all the filler and add like additions on that. But even still, like, I preferred that than, like, just like a lot of stuff we had with Naruto, where it was just like how, like, what, 60-70% of that show was filler. And I think even Bleach was at that point as well, where it was like half players, and it's like, still, I think I'd rather have that than have One Piece, like, let's just drag half a chapter to just maybe a single chapter for lucky for 20 minutes, and it's unbearable still to this day for me. At least the specials are still fine, but I'm curious to see what you people think on there, because, like, again, I don't think we're not going to get another JoJo live action, I don't think, because that just tanks so bad. But, like, honestly, like, it's just sad news really to hear, and I want to see what people's opinions on this matter on there. So that's all for me. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you guys though next time.